Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. So yeah, sorry, what am I doing? So last time out, we found out that that Rion was infected or was possessed by an angel, and so she's only got a short amount of time to live unless we can deal with this elder greed, which is kind of attached itself to her and causing this angel to cause problems for her. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. We're going to various parts that Rion has frequented to see if there's anywhere where an eclipse. Fuck my brain. To see if there's anywhere where an eclipse might be showing up. But anyway, so for the start of this little investigation section, you are given the option of choosing any two from the any two from the team, and it, I don't think it really matters, to be honest, like who you pick. I don't think it really matters who you end up choosing, as it were. I think it's basically a case of I think the scenes slightly change, but it's it doesn't really change what happens within the scenes though, because at the end of the day it's still just the same scenes play out. It's just that if you saw an Asuka as I am at the moment, then you get them asking questions and talking why, and that's pretty much the only real difference, is that whoever the two characters you pick, they're the ones who speak, and it doesn't really change the outcome of the scenes either way. So feel free to just pick who you think would be the best for battle, like who you prefer using in battle, basically. So we're at Acros Tower at the moment. We're talking to, and we've come here basically to tell the manager plus the rest of Spika basically about Rion and what's going on. That basically Rion's in the hospital. Sorry, fuck. That Rion's in the hospital. That basically she collapsed, and so there's a good chance that she might not be able to make it for the anniversary concert, which is supposed to be happening tonight. So alright, time to tell him. And Sora's starstruck. Sora, we've got more important things to be doing, like can we just, get on with this, please? So yeah, bit of a passage of time, so that we can, now they all know what's going on with Rion. Yeah, Tokusaka's not, and Ko's not really, is kind of beating himself up a little bit. I don't think we fully tell him like everything that's going on. I'm trying to remember. Do we tell him? Yeah, I don't think we tell him exactly. Sorry. We don't tell him about the demonic. The angelic possession. I think we just let them know that basically Rion, singing, is going out and singing and working too hard, and has ended up kind of collapsing, and has had to go to the hospital as a result. And so now we've got to try and get some information about her. Sorry. I'm sorry. About what the weird things that have been happening, the surreal events that have been happening around the band as of late. Something tells me Reika's a bit of a tsundere. Yeah, Haruna knows. So, sorry. Yeah, what I kind of like about this section as well is that we get a bit more kind of a bit of backstory as to the band and stuff, and how, you know, Reika, Haruna, and Rion kind of met in kind of met in kind of drama school, I guess it was, like drama school, like performing arts kind of school, and how they kind of formed the band from there a number of years ago. I think they said 5 years ago. So I think it's kind of cool that we get a little bit of backstory and a little bit of the relationship between the original three members as well. I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, the sound equipment was kind of screwed up. And basically some people would in the audience were kind of knocked unconscious by some weird stuff that was happening with the sound system and the sound equipment, and so they were kind of you know, and they basically say here that Reika and Haruna wanted to basically stop the performances and kind of wanted to kind of give up with all the stuff that's been happening in the past. But Rion was the one who kind of kept pushing them to keep going and keep going on. So yeah, 3 years ago, it's something similar happened, and now more stuff has been happening kind of recently that's in a similar vein. So is there a bit of a sorry. So is there a bit of a a link between them? What's going on? Time for us to go. Oh, okay. What kind of favor do you want? Here, love. So yeah, they want us to pass along a message to Rion. So yeah, you can kind of tell that Reika is still kind of she's still worried, even if she doesn't let on. Yeah, I like that from Haruna. Sorry. So yeah, just want us to pass on a message for them that basically they're thinking of her and they want her to kind of, you know, they want her to kind of come back as strong as ever. And that they miss her, basically. They can't do this without her, basically, kind of thing. So yeah, we're going to find out what Ko's idea for a message is later on in the story. But we've got to wait for a while yet. Sorry. So yeah, we've now left them to do their practicing. And so we're going to try and get some information on Rion's past to see if we can find anything that may have... Sorry. See if we can find anything that may have happened in her past that kind of could have kind of facilitated these kind of events. You know, the events that happened 3 years ago, as well as the stuff that's been happening more recently. So yeah, at this point, it's a place where Rion would have been hanging out. So yeah. So the place where we're going to go next is the place that she mentioned to us, which is that she was practicing singing sorry, at a karaoke bar that she usually went to. And she stopped going there because some weird stuff was happening with the technology there as well. So let's head to Horacho and see if we can find anything. See if we can discover anything weird going on within the within this karaoke bar. So yeah, we don't know the exact place. There's a fair few places which offer karaoke. So we're gonna just head off and see if we can find anything. So yeah, we want to go to here, which is the Karaoke J box stand, which is the next one. Which is in terms of its location, it's right next to the it's right next to the arcade, so it's pretty easy to find. So yeah, we need to try and head in there and see if we can find anything out. And we keep seeing you lately. What the fuck's going on, Goro? Oh, look at that. His apartment's right across the street. Yeah, good idea. Let's ask Goro to see if he's see her. Yeah, so now we know for sure that basically this is the place that Rion... this is the place that Rion is used to visit a fair few times before stuff started going wrong. So anyway, let's head in and see what we can find out.
Xanadu Research Club. 改めてお手並みを拝見させてもらおうか?
That's not suspicious at all. Anyway, moving on. We'll be following up on that later on. But anyway, first things first. Let's talk to the employee and see if we can find out which which room she often went into. So let's just ask about if there's anything weird going on. Anything weird? Okay. How about you tell us what's going on here? Beautiful voice of a woman. Even though all the rooms are soundproof, so that's kind of weird that they can basically hear a beautiful woman singing without, you know, when all the rooms are supposed to be soundproofed. And of course, yeah, it's the room at the very end, and Asuka is getting a strong reading from there. So yeah. That's what we're doing next, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading to the room all the way at the back. And so yeah, turns out that's the room that Rion was always using. So yeah, let's head to the room and see if we can find a Eclipse to deal with. In we go. Yeah, so this is a point of kind of no return at this point for this section, where basically we head off into the distance, where basically, you know, if you want to, you know, buy some equipment or buy some, you know, consumables or whatever, you know, like health potions and that kind of thing, if you want to kind of find all that stuff, then you have to kind of go off and get that before you end up in here, because you kind of, once you head into this room, you have to go into the Eclipse. So if you want to find stuff, want to go off and do some more side quests or stuff like that, then it's telling you, don't do it or this will continue the story. So yeah, this is kind of new as well, that basically we use the app, and instead of it just instantly kind of manifesting an Eclipse, it kind of turns on the TV and gets us to listen to Rion's voice, and then it kind of pops up. So it's kind of, to be honest, that last little section there with Rion staring is kind of creepy. But yeah, it's an Eclipse, so we've got to deal with this shit. And I like this kind of thing as well, where basically, because everybody is here with you at this specific point, you can now choose any, selection of party members that you want. You don't have to stick with sorry, you don't have to stick with Sora and Asuka for the duration of the Eclipse and stuff like that. But anyway, new Eclipse time. The 4th Spirit Barrier. So yeah, time for us to head through. And so yeah, this is apparently where the angel type greed, which has been messing with Rion, is hiding out. So let's get going, shall we? Well, yes. Let's move on. Time for us to get going. I do like the coloration in this dungeon. It's a very nice looking dungeon. I like the purple and the green. But anyway, so yeah, if you want to change characters, which I did, we got Shio and Mitsuki in there. So okay, let's get going, shall we? In terms of the dungeon itself, I think it's relatively it's a relatively linear dungeon from what I remember. Because it's kind of a later section of the game, we're starting to get a lot more of these enemies, the kind that kind of block themselves, have barriers to stop you using magic. So you can't just destroy enemies really easy. Oh right, I remember this one. Fuck. Okay. This one's kind of a pain. And I think I kind of fuck up for a little bit here. So yeah, these things here are a bit of a pain to kind of deal with. Basically, if you get hit by those things, then you get paralyzed. I think it also causes a little bit of damage, but not all that much, to be honest. So it's not really the end of the world. Sorry, but yeah, it's still a bit of a pain in the ass to go through, to be honest. So you want to go through. So you start off with these, where these switch between upper and lower, and they're fairly easy and straightforward to avoid. And we have these as well, which are basically Simon Says kind of little things where you... What am I doing? Well, you basically have to hit them in the correct order to take down the barrier so that you can move on. And there we go. And then the barrier drops, and now we can move on. So yeah. So I guess this is a bit... it's not a hard dungeon, it's just a bit of a pain in the ass. So yeah, with those things, I think they just cause damage. Yes, they just cause damage. The red ones just cause damage and kind of rotate around you. they're kind of a pain in the ass. But, you know, I mean, they go slow enough that they're fairly easy to avoid. Yeah, this one is a bit more of a pain because now, yeah, I'm now paralyzed. I don't know what the fuck was I doing. What the fuck was I thinking here, man? So, yeah, I think I was just like, you know what, screw this. I'm not going to bother. It's just one chest. Let's just move on. Yeah, these ones are a bit less of a pain because it causes damage, but they're so slow that you can avoid them fairly comfortably. It's the yellow ones which are more of a pain, to be honest. Dead. Alright. This one's also quite a long dungeon. It's kind of split up into a couple of sections. Boom, there we go. Like I said, we got a bit of puzzles, a few puzzles. My apologies, but the puzzles are fairly easy. You know, pretty straightforward, Zelda-esque stuff. So it's no big deal, really. Oh, let's just head up, and I think, yep, that's the end of the first half of the dungeon. So let's get going. And that's going to be it for this part. Join me next time for the next part of Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus, when we'll be finishing off this dungeon and hopefully taking down that Groom Greed which is causing so many problems for Rion. So yeah, see you next time.